The No Smoke TV. Today I got my man D.Chamberz in the building. How you feeling today, my brother?
Every day is a blessing. What's the word, man? What's good?
Everything good, everything copacetic, bro.
Yeah,
So
you know that. Everything healthy.
Mr. Coney Island. You rep Coney Island real hard, but I see that you was born in Harlem.
Yeah, I definitely was. You know, my mom's told me the crib got burnt down when I was a toddler. And then, you know, my elementary years was more in Coney Island. That's where my grandmother was riding. And, you know, I moved out there since my elementary school pictures are in Coney Island. You know, I don't have no elementary school pictures in Harlem. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
From 288 to 188 on up. Like, you
so
know,
you just straight you rep Coney all day, Coney Island all day.
You know what? I give Harlem credit because I'm like, I wonder where all this hustle and fast talking came from. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where the hustle came from, probably. You know what I mean?
But your birth certificate says you was born in the Harlem Hospital?
Yes, sir.
Ah, there you go.
Yo, people always try to drag that out of me. I'm never going to deny it. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to deny it. But, you know, it's always that not where you from, where you at. And then, you know, have you stand your ground is what people will know you for. So I live by that shit.
So would you say Coney Island's rough? Because you know when everybody hears Coney Island, they think of the big Ferris wheel, the boardwalk.
You know what's crazy? I was just telling somebody else the other day, people sleeping on Atlantic City, they just as bad as Coney Island. You know what I mean? Because you know why? People only know them for like the casinos and quick money. But you really got to look at that demographic, what's going on out there. There's the train station over there. It's where all the hustlers, the misfortunate people, I'm not going to call them bums, but it's more of that over there than successful people. And people still only remember them for the casino. When people say Atlantic City, they think of gambling. But we don't know if there's rappers, actors. We don't know what's going on. Just like Jersey Shore. I wouldn't know what the fuck was going on unless it was a TV show. If it wasn't for the TV show Jersey Shore, I wouldn't know that was going on out there. You know what I mean? So I would just think when people will think of Coney Island, it's either the rides or the ball players, but more recently, people were respecting us for the music. As of now.
So growing up in Coney Island, what would you say inspired you to start rapping then?
I mean, I just think the same thing that inspired everybody else to start rapping when, you know, at my age, we idolize the hustlers. So when you see the hustlers is on TV, it just seems like the best thing to do. Like, how do you get into this stuff? And then when you realize like all the instrumentals and all, you know, it wasn't technology back then, it was word of mouth. Ciphers, real ciphers, the respect you get from being an artist, the lifestyle you could live for being an artist. And then, you know, I would honestly say like it was therapeutic for me, you know, but a lot of people, you know, when back then, you know, when people was doing ciphers and somebody killing it, you really didn't want to rap. You know, when other people was rapping. If that dude was nice, you'd be like, hold on, let me just enjoy the moment.
Facts.
And then I started diving in those ciphers and people, whether they thought I was whack or nice, people started saying, yo, you all right. And once the you all right kick in, I was like, okay, I got a window. I got to study this. I got to, you know, and then I became just snatching all the instrumentals, watching every DVD. And I think that year in 2007, when I was in jail, and I was just like, yo, this is my decision. I'm not going to keep hustling. And then it was to the point where I could bang on the table and rap at the same time. And I just was like, all right, now I got the rap out the way. I needed to learn the business. So every step of the way, it's something new to learn in this culture. So that's what just like, it kept me in it. Trying to figure out how to stay relevant, know the business, and how you could live off what you love doing, you know?
Would you say, you said you was locked up. Would you say when you was locked up, did that push you to go harder? Because I was interviewing somebody before, and they told me while they was locked up, that's where they got their...
You got all the time in the world. You either could read books, or you could be in jail, or make the best of jail. You know what I'm saying? Some people are so ignorant, they go to jail and then go in more jail. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I use that time to be like, oh, you know what? This little punk time, I'm going to read, I'm going to lift weights, I'm going to read marketing books, I'm going to figure out the business, you know, because the funniest thing I heard somebody saying, and it's the fucking truth. Everybody with the master plan is in jail. We all had the master plan. You know what I'm saying? This guy was he was a millionaire. He, conspiracy. Like, this guy was the hustler. This guy was the burglar. Like, he'll tell you he stole 150,000 out the crib, and he'll be like, damn, everybody had the master plan. Is in jail. So, like, I was just like, we need a new master plan. Mine was music. Some people was like getting out and trying to reconnect with their family. Everybody had different things what they was gonna do when they got home. My thing was to get in this music, be aggressive, stand out, and I really didn't let the opinions of others judge me, because I was like, yo, once you go through that, there's nothing else less that can happen to you. I'm talking about, I don't care if you've been in the system, not bragging about it, but once they tell you take your shoes off, look at you like they about to jump fire out you for not taking your shoes off, you realize, yo, this ain't it. I'm smarter than this, I'm iller than this. But you know what I'm saying? It goes back to that same thing. A lot of people get in this game and they be like, oh, I'm trying to stay out of jail, but they do everything to go in it. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't have one foot in, one foot out. And you got to understand what your real passion is in life and just chase that. Mine's just happened to be music.
So basically music saved you a little bit, because that made you do a switch in your life and made you focus on something positive and make go
right.
hard.
I'm not going to act like I was just 100% Neanderthal. I had fly jobs, they come and go. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll tell you, like, I went to college, went to night school, I had a car, a chain, anything you can name that a hustler could do to try to get on top, I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, from hustling. So, hustling comes marketing. If you got a bad batch, you still got to market it. You still got to fix the bag. You got to tell you this is still fire. Like,
was that what you was knocked for hustling?
100%. You know what I mean? I could say that. I could never say it was something else. It was always the hustler. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about. But like I said, that just shaped me to switch the hustle. Same mindset, just different ideas. What's the plug? The plug in our world is called investors. Some of it's labels. Some is, creators. Like, every plug is different. Plugs in that world got drugs. And plug in this world got connects to contracts, to more stuff that can elevate your career. And I just keep that mindset, and that's what people be like, damn, this nigga always on the grind, because I treat it like a hustle.
Yeah, you are, bro. Every time I see you always on the grind doing something, bro.
It's always something. If the block's slow one day, I'm going to move up the block. I got to do something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same hustle.
And your style of rapping is like boom bap. And now you switching to the drill type.
It's funny. It was like boom bap to drill rap, right? I created that project because I'm caught in between best of both worlds. Like, I'm not going to use the term outside, but when you in tune with what's going on out here, you tend to see these young kids, the fun they're having, and then you want the attention of new ears. Because let's be real here, if you're over 30, 35, tapping 40, people don't really have time to listen to music. They like what they like. They like what they like, and they don't really support as much as you think they do as you get older. People got jobs in the morning. They got to take care of their kids. They got to do certain things. So it's just like, okay, every day there's somebody turning 21 years old. Nobody realizes this. Every day somebody's turning 21 and they're able to go to the club. And they just got a bunch of remixes of things that they learned when they came in this industry. They have their idols, who they listened up to, who they heard when they was a child, and they combine all that shit and move forward. So me running studios, like co-managing studios, throwing my own concerts, I see this. I see the difference of hardcore rap. Shout out to them, because everybody gets their a level of a response. When you watch these kids, their level of response is kicking, jumping, a bunch of
all that.
Their level of response is different. Our level of response when we was younger, dudes had leather gloves in their pocket and they like this with the hat all the way down like this, like they about to knock somebody out. Like everybody has a different level of response. I noticed in between that, I went to Rolling Loud and I seen all the stages. My first time I rolled live, I seen all the stages. I seen the crowd where, you know, my age group is at. Niggas just rapping their ass off. But would you know what I noticed? Nobody was moving. Nobody buying shit. Everybody just tough. And then I'm like, okay, how do I merge markets? How do I get, because when you look on the Travis Scott side, the Baby side, Fabio Foreign side, when you looking at that crowd, everybody's jumping through the roof, they crowd surfing, they smiling, they having fun. Same type of rap, same words. They're gonna shoot the person, they're gonna get money, they're gonna get the same convo, just different sound, more energetic. Me helping a bunch of young artists, it was easy for me to adapt to that because it's in my face. You know what I mean? So was I biting or try to like act out a character? No. I'm already what's that word adjusting, emerging to the new sound. Like, you know what I mean? Because you gotta understand, if sounds didn't change, we'd still be dancing to disco music. Right or right?
Facts. Everything it changes every like 5 years. It changes.
You got blues, disco, pop rock, hip hop. You got all of these things that are in front of you that people will act like didn't exist, but it did. You know, and I always tell people, along with music, the drugs changed. Like, people don't even realize drugs changed with the music. One time, everybody was on dope. And then when everybody got older, it was like, yo, this nigga's a heroin addict. But, I don't want to sound wrong, but Billie Holiday, Diana Ross, these people was on dope.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Everybody loved the movie Scarface, right? Love it. Tony A, right? What was the main song when he got his money up?
You got that coke, man.
Yo,
man.
Niggas is sniffing coke, bro.
You right about that shit, cause
and they was dancing. They was dancing to that. Method Man, M.O.P., Mobb Deep, Weed, Hennessy.
Facts.
Today's climate is perk 30s. I'm not doing that, but yeah. I'm just saying, you can just see the level of drugs created the sound of music. And then like, if you're not in that climate to understand why these kids is like this, you're not going to understand why is Jersey drill, why is everything upbeat, why is these kids so demonic, because this is the climate they're in. And I hate to say it, people were forgetting Onyx used to have the Mac with the Uzis, with the Stendos, throw your guns in the air. Like, this been going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this been going on.
But it was different back in the day. It was a little different back in the day.
Bro, Tretch had a whole machete in the video. What are you talking about?
But I feel like it wasn't endorsed like it is now. It wasn't pushed to the media like it is now.
No, yo, bro. Robberies was at an all-time high back then. It was a luxury to wear a gold chain.
Well, you know what? You're right. It's just that now we have phones and shit, so you see it more. Now
people are happy. You cop a chain, a Rolex. It's the same energy. Like, oh shit. It's only the old dudes that be like, man, I'm gonna rob the shit out that nigga. Where we at? And then they put that energy onto younger kids that feel like they could be stick-up kids. Like, fuck that hustler shit. We taking shit. Same thing. But it's just now people glorifying lifestyles and everybody wants the success. So everything, what I'm saying is, like, boom bap, when we was doing that, people just cared about the sound. How can you really rap? Do you have texture? Do you have a concept? Now it's like, do you have the sound that could sell tickets, bring people to this game? How's your downloads? How's your streaming? Word of mouth today is streaming.
Thanks.
Back then, you could have been like, yo, what's the name? Got killed by the store. What's the name? He really bodied them on the corner. Like, they'll talk about, you listen to these old stories, it's always somewhere where it's secluded and only those people there to tell that story. Today, it's open book. That camera coming out, like, they're going to show the world right then and there. You know what I mean? So I think with today's music, it's just more out there and people will realize you have to adjust to what's going on. So that's how I was able to merge worlds. And I'm happy I'm able to, because these young homies respect me for that, because I'm not judging them. Do I understand everything? If I'm listening, yeah. You know what I mean? But does it sound repetitive? Yes. One thing I do give everybody from the boom bap culture, we had a lot of originality. And if you diss somebody, it was like the biggest shock in the world. Today, nobody's shocked. Nobody's shocked when somebody get dissed. They'll just be like, oh shit, depending on who you dissed. They'll be like, oh shit.
Nah, these kids is different nowadays. They be dissing on dead people and stuff like that. That is way different. Back in the day, people had more respect back in the day. You can't front on that.
The bridge is over is respect? Like, are you kidding me?
So you keep on putting on points here. But I just feel like it's more than now, more disrespect now.
You was more expected to get punched in your face back then than now. And what's the main thing they say why things is the way it is? These kids don't get beat up. These kids are 9 times out of 10, they're like 130, 40 pounds. Back in the day, dudes was doing push-ups, lifted weights, had muscles. And you be like, yo, how old is that dude? He look like a grown man. Like, you know, like slap box. When last time you saw somebody slap boxing?
That was the thing back in the day. That's what we did back in the day.
These kids not
don't want to get touched. They want to get touched.
2 punches, a grab, and then they come back shooting the whole shit up. And that's the fight. You know what I mean? Like, and like I said, as I got older, I understood the business. And then one thing I also expressed is that the information was held from us. That's why a lot of people that was before us still in bad contracts to this day. You know what I mean? People may not want to admit it, but they had the bad end of the stick. So it's more independency now. So when I'm saying boom bap to drill rap, I'm just thinking everything as a whole. As a whole, not just the sound. So sometimes I gotta say words and use sounds to target new market, new audience. Because sometimes you could dictate where somebody's from just off their music. Like right now, like people be like, oh, Lola Brooke got the hottest record in New York City. But then somebody in retrospect will say, yo, that's that Detroit sound. They don't say it's boom bap, or they don't say it's drill. They like, it's Detroit. You hear trap sound, they think of Jeezy or T.I. It's people just pinpoint the sound. Like the originality is like the biggest question in hip hop right now. Who gonna come? Like, what's the next sound? What are we gonna be shocked by?
The next sound right now is drill, and that's why everybody's jumping on. You're doing a good job.
I don't know. I think Jersey drill is like a softer version of that. You never heard of Jersey drill?
Yeah, it's more party. It's not like
and that's where the money's at. I hate to tell you, like, you know what I mean? Like now you can just separate the people that want to kill people versus the people that they talk about killing people, but they're partying. It's the same thing, but it's like soft porn.
We need that balance right now too, because it's getting crazy, it's getting out of hand. You don't agree?
I just think, tell me who's behind them. I can tell you why these things is going on the way it is. I was inspired by hustlers. The dudes I looked at had jury cars and shit outside. They was fresh by 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like that day, back in the day, you could be outside all day, play ball, but you knew by 4 o'clock, the time to go and switch. Nowadays, niggas like, yo, I hustle all day, 3 days straight, wear the same shit, but they'll have thousands of dollars on them, but they look like shit. Like, yo, bro, go, what's up? And then when they go shop, back in the days, people probably stopped at Vibs, Dr. J's, Vinny's, whatever. Like, you go to Fordham, you go to Southern Book. Today, no, these kids go to Neiman. They go to Gucci,
Louis, all that.
And instead of spending, like, you're like, yo, I got these joggers for $1.60 and the Jordans for $2, you spent about $3. That is a bum to them today. Their belt cost that.
Their jeans cost $800. It get me out of control. I'm like, what the hell?
$960 on the kicks, and they look at you as soon as you walk in. They deciding right there and then if they're gonna listen to you. Like, you come in, no design, or I'm like, well, how should I listen to this nigga? He's a bum. Like, and you like, damn. But no, he did this back in the day. You don't want to hear that shit.
Don't care about that shit.
Nah.
But let's get into your music, bro. I see you work with Jadakiss. Chinks,
right.
Back in the day,
you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know I have a record. Actually, my first feature with a name was Little Fame from MOP. We never was able to release the records because he still was in like that contract that had him for like 9 back in the days. Like, and he was, every time I would want to put it out on my platform or something, he was like, nah, the contract, MOP. So my cosign really came from like MOP and Smack. Nobody really knows this. So that's right. If you look at the first URL DVD, Little Fame was there. You know, I brought Little Fame to this URL culture. You know what I mean? Then, you know, when I started like 2011, 2012, I had a song called Holla at Your Boy, Fred the Godson. That's when he was God Rest the Day. He was on the come up. And I was like, yo, I need him and Jadakiss on the record. And I know this can hit radio without me having to spend $1. Cause I would be like, yo, I got the record with Fred and Jada. Yo, send that immediately. Yo, send that.
Off the jump.
Send that. And that's exactly what happened. So the problem was, I don't even know if Jadakiss remembers it because like I wasn't the guy to be chasing him at the time. I just used the song, the name, and I was running. I didn't, you know, so like to be like, yo, Jada, remember the song? I ain't do that, you know, but for some reason we all would be in the same room and it was just like, this is what happens when you middleman business. And I learned from that. I'm like, how the fuck Jada don't even know what's going on? My name D.Chamberz, bro. Like I'm still aggressive, younger, but aggressive. Like, yo, what up, Jada? And he's like, yo, what's up? You giving me that nonchalant attitude, but he's top 5 dead or alive, so you can't, you say anything against him is like,
you disrespect yourself.
It's not gonna go nowhere. It's like, yo, you try to play yourself talking about Jada. So it's like, I just had to keep working. And then, you know, me and Fred did a record again, and that one stuck. And that was on my 1 too. That one was just me and Fred went crazy. Then I went right with Manola Rose, all of my niggas. And then I was just doing a bunch of singles. And then I did I'm French Though, and then came back, and then I was able to work God Willing with Method Man, the Benny the Butcher. But of course I did a lot of features in there, but a lot of people remember me from the battle culture because they wanted me to battle. And I used to antagonize the battle rappers. I always do my shots at them. Why? Because they just can't take a bar. They're gonna say something. And I use that as like marketing. You know what I mean? My name was in the battle culture without having to battle. Like it was the best shit in the world.
They try to keep you in that box, though. You had to step outside that box.
One thing I love that culture about battle rap, they're very aggressive. They make sure you're sharp. But one thing I did knock them for was like they don't support people when they decide to do music.
That's why I said they try to keep you in that box. They try to keep you in that box.
They love your freestyle. Your comments will go through the roof. Your battles will go through the roof. But you be like, yo, check out my new EP. Came out today. Crickets. Real shit. So they want the best of the best, you name it. Charlie Clips got good music. Sue Surf has good music. When I met Tay-Rock, he had 2 CDs. He was selling out of a plastic bag. And I'm like, yo, these guys are rappers, you know? It's just that they got paid to battle and they stayed there. And that light bulb came on for me like 2013. I'm like, nah, man, like I don't battle. I gotta start figuring shit out. So that's when I started running in these clubs and started demanding attention where I could stand on my own. Because a lot of the times people see me from the battle culture and be like, yeah, that's the nigga that used to be with Math. I was like, what? Like,
that's what they say?
That NYB was a thing in the battle culture. Me, Math Hoffa, Cortez, Holler the Dawn, Beard, Bless, Matic. You could just keep going. Hands. And like they knew us for that. You know what I mean? And then when who was our targets? Harlem, Murder Mook, T-Rex. Anything of
that's a fact.
So like they remembered us from that. So when I started to say, yo, you know what? I want to flip out radio and go mainstream, them niggas left me on that canoe by myself. So it's like, you know, I had to, you know what I mean?
Revamp.
Bing, you got it. So I had to revamp. So I wound up sitting in the studio to figure out how the fuck I'm gonna get into these clubs. Like everybody know the name, but don't know the music. So being in the strip clubs did that. So once I figured out like, oh, if you're in a strip club, you can get to radio. And I used to tell these dudes this, but a lot of times people are like, what? I'm not throwing money on no bitches. I didn't say you had to. But this is the lifestyle where you go in there. You look at the DJ, he's looking at you like, yo, your song about to come on. You know what I mean? It's an art to it. You can't just throw all of it. It's an art. You know what I mean? I dig it a little bit. And now when your song come on, make sure people are videotaping you while that's going on. And you will be surprised, at least at that time, you'll be surprised who would take to you in that moment. You know, a lot of people, shout out to the G4 boys. I give them credit. A lot of people don't know them. But in that world, they're Jay-Z. They like anything else. There's people in that world who just like, man, fuck the radio. I need the radio. I'm getting paid from the clubs.
Big fact.
My shit's selling online.
And they selling too.
Every night. I'm getting booked every night. The DJs respect me. I'm on radio without a deal. And you be like, damn, how is he on the radio? Because the DJs are in the clubs.
And that's key.
And then sometimes, you know, you can get lost in that. So sometimes it was a time where I got lost in that, just being in the strip clubs and trying to make sure a record get played. And now it's just like, okay, now how do you transition this shit to streams? It's like, it's always another hurdle, 50 yards down. Like, you know what I mean? And then once I realized throwing my own concerts helped all of that. And that's when I started understanding this music thing more.
And I see you do that a lot now too. You be doing your own shows, your own everything, man.
My thing is, if they're not going to pay me to perform, why not pay myself? If they're not going to pay me to perform, why not pay myself? That's just was my attitude. Like, how many times I'm going to look at flyers and they leaving my name off the flyer? I'm on the radio, I'm getting the recognition. Why am I not getting the same respect?
And you know what helps out artists nowadays too is features. I see you work with a lot of artists back in the day with Uncle Murder and them. Are you working on any features this year with anybody?
Yo, I have a few that I would like to work with. But my thing also was.
Hold on, you breaking up.
You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you, bro.
All right, so a lot of times I had to put it on the charger. I didn't want it to die. So a lot of the times I'm looking, these artists to take your feature money and just not post your shit. So how long are we gonna keep doing that? Yeah, it's fire. They happy you did the record, but what happens after that? These dudes don't really be your friend. They don't fuck with you. That's you know, bad. Some of them, not all of them. You know what I mean? But a lot of them, you know, they're your best friend. When you like, yeah, let's link up. I got the bag for you. They there. They're going to dap it up with you. You in the story. They smiling. They repost it. Next week, when the video dropped, they repost it and they repost their part only.
They like, selfish shit. Yeah.
Don't even tag you. Then as you keep going, they don't even comment on your page. Like, I can just go and it's a repetitive behavior with a lot of these dudes. So that it puts you in that mindset. Like, man, fuck everything. Let me just start focusing on what I need to do and make other people high that respect me. And next thing you know, by the time they buzzware out, you have a whole generation of young kids that be like, nah, I fuck with Chambers. He put me in my first show. And they pop out for me anytime I need them because I created a whole new system. So, like, even today, I was just saying, I posted today, like you probably seen, like, you know, we could do the feature, but whoever needs help with marketing, consult, I'm already transcending to helping artists and, you know, take that executive position too. Because if I'm in the clubs and I know these DJs, I know every videographer, and I have my own studio and office, what is the difference between me and Master P? A few million. That's it.
Facts.
And you know how white America gonna do it? How long do you think they're gonna be like, oh, this guy got the package already? D.Chamberz, let's make this happen. Because this is what happens. This is, you know, they go to the underground.
Well, you breaking up. You breaking up again, bro.
Yeah, moving around. You good? I see.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, you know, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna see that you in control of the underground and they'll gravitate towards you. and they'll invest in that. Your job is to just be like this, not say nothing, because sometimes when you say it, people will beat you to the punch with your own shit.
Do you feel like New York artists work together like they're supposed to?
Yeah, when it's lucrative. if we ain't got shit to talk about, and you know what? Shout out to everybody that's doing podcasting now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the new way of them talking to each other. You may just not know how they feel about you until you see the podcast.
Yes.
And then you can go from there. And, you know, and it's the same thing. And it's the same thing worldwide. I just think New York, this is the city of big dreams. So you expect a little more from us. And the truth is, we don't know what the fuck was going on. We going outside and we hustling every day. That's what it is.
So before we get out of here, because I see your thing is breaking up a little bit. You probably getting mad phone calls right now.
Yeah, I was definitely getting like 3-4 calls there.
That's what I'm getting from this. What would you say is the top 3 artists coming out of Coney Island ever? You could include yourself. I know you.
Yo, to be honest with you, there's so much talent coming out of Coney Island, but some of the names are already obvious. I bet you could name them.
That's why I want you to name them.
Well, I'm asking you. I'm from Coney Island.
Huh?
I'm asking you. What would be the names you think?
I'll put you up there. I'll put Neems. I'll put Neems.
You mean Nems.
Nems. Man. Isn't this dude from Coney Island, the MOP dude?
Oh, which one?
The heavyset dude.
There's a few people out of the MOP camp because see, what people don't realize is that MOP been in Coney Island since 9-4. Nobody knows this shit. You know what I mean? If you really look at that movie, that video, How About Some Hardcore, one of those corners was in Coney Island. It's just that that was like when we was young, we was like, oh shit, MOP out here. We only heard but me also, I also was a fan of Smooth the Hustler. You know what I'm saying? Once again, hustler. Like, everything lifestyle is nothing but a hustle. Like, still, you know what I mean? You are right, though. I just wanted to see who you was in tune with. But in today's climate, you know, it's the 2 names you just named, and I would give it to, like, T.O.G. Killer. They also have Buck. Some people would say Brooklyn Hands. Brooklyn Hands is fire. He's like R.J. Payne, A.R. Ab, and whoever else is shooting shit up all in one. You know what I mean? Shout out to Brooklyn Hands. And then everybody else, the question is most consistent.
That's the question right there. That's the question.
Right? And guess what? Some people will mention Torre, but people don't get Torre's from Coney Island because he's doing Shade 45. He's doing red carpet to BET. He's doing Grammys. And people be like, yo, Torre from Coney Island? Yeah, he is. You know, some people forget, like my ancestors will tell me, they'll tell you Buckshot is from Coney Island. But people would think he's from Crown Heights, or Franklin Ave, or whatever the fuck. But he's from Coney Island. And you know what I mean? And it's like the ongoing thing of shout out to like everybody that supported the whole Bing Bong wave, like because it was comedy that shedded light on an artist.
And there's a lot of artists that come out of Coney Island that don't big up Coney Island. That's the thing.
Because some people get filled with so much hate of not having the support from Coney Island. Coney Island is very aggressive. Coney Island is like, we like pirates. We warriors because of the movie, but we like pirates too. You land here, motherfuckers is on you. Like, we know we see you coming. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said we like pirates. We surrounded by water, we on land, we just started getting perks of life after Sandy. Like, let's be real here. You know, it took a national disaster to realize we're out here. Like, you know? So, when I say like the music, the sports, the lifestyle, you'll be surprised. People go on the run. Where you think they hiding at? Coney Island, because nobody's coming out there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being honest. You know, you got so much back in the day stories, but one thing I do know that I walk with a thin line with, sometimes you can't tell You can't be openly public telling everybody where you're from because you never know what somebody did to somebody. Coney Island is #1 on the board for doing something foul to somebody from the city.
So you think that's why people don't be bigging it up like that?
They definitely try to leave us off the map, but thank God with technology and the new people that's coming up, you can't stop that.
Now I hear Nams talking. He bigs up Coney Island. You big up Coney Island heavy. I don't hear too many people doing that. That's why I said that.
And guess what? We all got a decade plus in this shit. So it's just like, I'm gonna tell you why I never was like that before. And I was just telling one of my OGs before why it was like that. Because we wasn't inspired by entertainment. We was inspired by extortioners and drug dealers in Coney Island. So if you like 30, 40 years old, what's before you?
The hustlers.
Tell me something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People don't even remember Not Hard to Tell was filmed in Coney Island. You go back and look at that video. Look at that Ain't Hard to Tell. That's Coney Island. He's under the boardwalk in Coney Island. Like, what was before us? Nothing. They would say Brooklyn Zoo, they would say TF, but those are gangs, bro. These are real people that was moving around, moving and shaking, getting money, doing what they was doing. And then what you hear after that, yo, I got robbed, yo, Easter, I got cut. Like, you don't hear nothing positive. This entertainment shit within the last 10, 20 years is what shaped what's happening now. Because before us, we didn't have too much positive influence. Even if they was there, it wasn't a lot of them. So that's why I tell, even when I see names and we talk, we are the forefathers right now. We are the OGs, much as you don't want to look at it, but we are the dudes who's opening doors to give hope to the next dude that turns 21 to be like, yo, I remember coming up, these dudes would shoot videos outside. They was doing that. But I don't have those stories. I don't remember nobody shooting videos outside. I just remember the news and yellow tape. Somebody on the floor.
Facts.
That's when cameras was coming to the hood. Somebody on the floor, Channel 7 over there. Yeah, like before that, it wasn't. And when Steph made it to the hood, it was like, oh shit, he went to the NBA. And then it was just like Bashy went. It was like, then Lance went. And then, the names we just kept getting picked up for. So now everybody want to do basketball. Why would you want to do something else? This is all we known for now. And now everybody want to get a crossover, a jump shot. We supported them all the way. But then it's like, where did music come in at?
Facts. So what does 2023 hold for D.Chamberz?
I hope some more money.
Regarding your music, like you got any EPs you work on, new EPs you work on?
I got so much music. I was just looking just between the summer and now of last year, I have like over 360 records. Like, and still don't know which, because I always tell people I go by the mood too. I might not be in that mood I was, So I probably pull something from there and create new projects, and my confidence and sound change so much. I have to grasp that moment, because if I don't grab that moment, I'm gonna lose it. So as of recently, I've been showing more love to the young artists that's coming up. I've been guiding them, because doing the shit that wasn't happening for me. So I started reaching out to the young artists. We putting them on the stages. Y'all getting a shortcut in life y'all didn't get. Nobody put me on the stage when I was 21, 22. It wasn't even a thought. So for me to be like, yo, man, you got talent, meet me here. Sometimes the most whack excuses come up from these kids, and I could be deterred from helping people, because they'd be like, yo, damn, why am I doing it? I mean, just do this shit myself. Right. These kids don't have that let's get their attitude.
That motivation.
Fuck the motivation. They just want to get it there comfortably. Why you don't get on the train? Why does it have to be an Uber? Why do you got to get picked up from your crib?
That's wild.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's little stuff like that, and that's just with anybody in this industry, you know what I mean? You just have to have that go-get-it attitude. So, like, my mindset is like, I'm inspired by the 50s, the Rosses, the Master P's, the Diddy's, even Nick Cannon. Like, y'all laughing at a nigga like Nick Cannon, but he has the best TV show. He's on the hottest movies, and he's still pumping out kids without a fucking care in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so everybody has their own level of success. Mine's is gonna be like, yo, you know what? This guy from Coney Island, he put others on, he made a business out of it, and he lived off what he's loved doing, and I can see him making millions. Why? Because I don't box myself into one thing. When I feel like music is one thing, I'm into film as well. If the film and that works, obviously I'm gonna keep climbing this ladder. I'm already putting my own concerts together and working with the hottest DJs in New York City. That's a plus.
I see you be working with Drewski. I see you be doing your thing with him.
Shout out to Drewski. All the DJs support me, but Drewski is like he saw the actual come up, and he supported it without having to put $1,000 tabs on the equation. So when people are like, oh, you got to pay to play, no. Sometimes you got to just invest so they can hear you out. Sometimes they don't want to talk.
Facts.
What we talking about?
You want to leave the people with some social media? What's your social media, bro?
My social media is D.Chamberz, DCHAMBERZCIW. Spell my name with a Z, not with an S, because they sleeping on me. WM Apparel, no time for the small talk. Trap, the hottest concert in New York that's doing anything. But you know, when you see that Trappers Only, just do your homework. See the names that came out of that platform. A lot of artists that leave my platform, they're on radio the next day, and you see other promoters booking them. You know what I mean? Cause why? Because they know I'm pumping these kids out on another level to understand that stage, what needs to get done, and they're inspired. Like just like same way for me, I used to go to the training camp. Shout out to Mental Supreme. Used to pay $10 to get in. But motherfucker, you're gonna be there for 4 hours before you perform. You know what I'm saying? Like you're there with that list. Wait. At least today is just like, okay, you can dictate how many minutes you want, when you want to go. Like, you know, it's more hands-on. And with social media and all these cameras, it's not about me telling the world you hot. You gotta tell the world you hot. You gotta perform. And every day, you know, I tell them I treat this shit like Def Jam Vendetta. Y'all not just gonna rap on the stage. And I don't get on this stage. I'm gonna show y'all what 100 looks like on stage. That's why I personally feel like I'm one of the best performers in New York City.
Nah, you go hard, bro.
Because I come from that. Yeah, because I come from that culture where you may not like how you like it on that audio, but when you see a nigga live, you believe it. You be like, nah, you know what? That nigga real. He's serious. I can see it in his eyes. Yo, when he was talking, I felt, gave me chills. Like those are the conversations I have. So sometimes it takes a performance for people to understand your music. Sometimes it takes an interview for people to understand why you talk the way you do. Because without y'all creating these platforms, nobody really knows what's going on. They just gonna follow the trends. Right now, somebody's probably looking at Ice Spice shaking it up right now. Why are we chilling? You know what I mean? They looking at Ice Spice. They about to, scroll. They listening to Hassan Campbell, Charleston White. They listening to Math Alpha, and they listening to everything that's in front of them. But nobody's not even looking at themselves. And you got to figure out how you're gonna put yourself in front of the camera so people want to see you.
And that's what is missing in this culture right now. But thanks for stopping by No Smoke TV, bro. I'm looking forward to more collabs from you. I want to see more of that with you, man, because you got dope style. So
you know what it was? It's funny how you said more collabs, and I remember it was a time when people said all I had was a bunch of features. You see how shit goes?
I see, because personally, recently, I've been seeing you do like a lot of independent shit, dolo shit. So I'm like,
let's get some real names on board, right? But let me just tell you something. A lot of these dudes don't want to get cooked on camera either. Like, when they be like, they know what the people like, Chambers really went off on him. Think about it. I was able to not be called whack, and I did a song with Method Man. They was like, you don't know who really, we both got crazy. You listening to Benny Butcher, most dudes can't stand in a room with that dude while he's rapping.
Nice.
I'm on the track with him, keeping up. I'm keeping up with him while he's doing what he's doing. And now it's just like, okay, of course we know the names. Anybody that's in my lane, from the Dave Beach to the French Montanas to the Moneybag Yos to the, fuck it, even Finesse 2 times. I like these guys. You know what I'm saying? But we also have to think regional. And a lot of times in New York, we think tri-state. And this is why we get stuck hitting the ceiling. Because a lot of us in New York, you got to really throw the football out there. A lot of people that run New York don't even live in New York no more.
That's a fact. They all moved to ATL and shit in Cali.
Wherever they at, they not here. You're not gonna run into them at no store like that. And then when you do see them in New York, they behind the velvet rope VIP section, and it's just like, yeah, that's that.
Thanks for stopping by the show, bro. Appreciate it.
My apologies on camming up late. Had a long night. You can see the bags under the eye. I'm still here.
Like you said, it was a crazy night last night. It was raining like crazy too last night, man.
Right. But I'm here. I support you. I see you got the rules against the war. Watching.
Oh, you already know.
You see, I'm watching. I'm looking at the background while I'm talking to you. I salute it, man.
My guy.